everyone, welcome to Pre-K Magic. Today I want to show you one of the new tools that I got for my classroom. This is a binding machine to make class books. Usually when you see binding machines, they're big, they're long, and they're very heavy and hard to use. But this machine is it's a Fellows machine right here. And this is it. And I actually, in the box that I got it in, this is how it came. I didn't have to put anything together. And it is a very easy machine to use. I want to show you here on the side here. It says Fellows, and we have a switch here if you want to switch the size of the paper between a cover sheet or letter size. And then here it shows you directions for how many pages you can punch at a time. So I'm going to show you guys how to use that in just a minute. But for here, it says the maximum that you would use is 12 sheets of paper. Or if you're going to use laminated sheets, it says 2 sheets, but it also says 8 milliliters. So it depends on how thick your lamination is. I'm going to use 3 sheets today of laminated paper to punch. So the first step that you're going to do is you're going to get your pages that you're going to punch. And I am going to be making a book out of these pages. This is a book from Pocket of Preschool, and it's all about shells. And so I've gone ahead and I went ahead and laminated all the pages. And then what I did was I cut off, you can see on the edge here, I have some lamination sticking out. But on the side that I'm going to be doing my binding, I went ahead and I cut off the lamination right on the edge there so that I'll get a nice even edge to my page when I bind it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take 3 pages and stack them together, and then you just put them in to your machine. And then you line it up. There is an edge right there where we adjusted it. You just put it on the edge, make sure that it's put all the way back. And you've got to have your arm up on the machine, your lever up. So you push it all the way back. And then you just push it down. And then you lift back up and you pull it out, and you can see that it is already punched for you. So you have all those holes there. So we're going to do it again. I'm going to grab 3 pages. I'm going to lift up my arm, stick in my pages, and then I'm going to push down and then lift up. Again, they're all punched. And then one more time, I have 3 more pages that I'm going to do. I'm going to stick them in my machine, push them back, and push right down. And lift up. And there's my punches there. Now, this is very easy to use. You don't have to put a lot of weight on it. And when you use regular paper, it will be easier to push down. But now I'm done with that part of my machine. So that was to punch the holes where we put the paper in there and we punched it. And now we're going to come to this part of our machine. So this part is going to be for the actual combs. Now there's different size combs that you can use. I have 4 different sizes here. I'm going to show you which one I'm going to use in just a minute. But this one is 1/4 of an inch. And this is good for about 20 pages of paper. And then we have 5/16. So that's meant for a little more pages. And I have, let's see, I think this one is 1/2 an inch. And it's a little bit thicker. And then the last one I have is 5/8 of an inch. So you can see they are all different thicknesses. And so it's just for how many pages that you're going to have in your book. I'm going to go with the 5/16. So it's a little bit more than it's a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch. So it's a little bit bigger. And what you're going to do is you're going to put it onto your machine right here under these spokes. And you're going to make sure there's 2 parts to your Actually it's just one part, but there's two sections to it. You've got one straight edge in the back, and then you have this part that has the circles. You want the solid part to go behind, and you're gonna put it down, and there's these metal things right here. And so you're gonna slide it over, and those rings are gonna slide onto the silver part. Then there's a lever back here. Sorry, there's a shadow. And you're gonna pull it, you're gonna lift that part up, and it's pulling out the rings from the whole comb. And what you're going to do is you are going to just take all of your pages, and you're going to feed them onto your comb. You can see how it went through. All my pages are through there. And then you're just going to push it back down, slide it over, and lift up. And now we have our book that is put together. So it is bound, it fits all of our pages, and now it's good to go. And I use these in my science center. I make other books to put out in centers as well. Now what I will do when I do just paper books, I put them in my library. I make student books, so I'll put their pages together into a book, so it's like a class book for everybody to see. So this is the machine that I use. It's very easy to do. And one other thing I want to show you guys about this machine is if you come over to the side here, I'm going to lift up my handle, and I'm going to show you right here there's a little drawer. And if you pull it out, that is where all of the paper punches end up. And then you just take it out and you dump it out, and then you just put it right back in. And when you have the handle down, that drawer is locked and it will not come out. So when you're carrying your machine around, you don't have to worry about having that drawer fall out and spill the paper punches everywhere. So overall, I'm very pleased with this machine. It's very easy to use. It's not bulky. It stores very easily. And it was a little bit over $60 on Amazon. But I've been very happy with the Fellows brand. I use Fellows laminating sheets, and then the combs that I have are also from Fellows, as well as this machine. So if you guys have any questions about how to use a binding machine, let me know. I love using it for all sorts of things in my classroom, for making books, obviously, but there's lots of different ways that you can use them. And this is a great machine to have, and I love having it at home. It was affordable for home, and again, like I said, easy to store and fun to use. So I hope that this helped give you some information about a binding machine. And again, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Bye.